I've been yelling a lot this morning, so I took a break, and now I'm back. I know I have one stepdad somewhere from my Immortal ZODIAC programming that I'm able to communicate however Immortal programming works, where I apologize to him and say my, I guess we call day body, day label, whatever the thing that has the broken robots she lives with. Yeah, that one, my human, right. She wakes up, and not the one stuck in glass. She wakes up and nobody even knows she exists. I know that there are certain people around the world that get to see her on glass and get to see her up ahead and she's able to speak with, but in like a back and forth, almost like a live conversation. Kind of being part of Immortal, trying to get one life correct, but the first step being acknowledging and coming to pick me up off of the New York crappiest and shittiest environment ever. So here's what happens from my recollection of what matters. So the U.S., right? We had the U.S. service members, we had customs, military, right? We had our whole spiel put together as a military service package for the postage stamps that were going to be around the Christ child being delivered in the least safe hemisphere in the world, since where she really likes the police force is over in Big Daddy Russia and Germany. They seem, and Poland, they seem to have like their stuff together. Right, and then that leaves me out with Portugal, Spain, and France, and Italy. And, right, well, you guys are very important. And then Greece, I mean, it's just like all the, and then I got Armin, who wants, somewhere in Armenia, wants to, and then Croatia gets mad, then Yugoslavia, then Hungary, then Austria. I mean, like, and then if I go to Austria, then I got to go to Switzerland. I mean, I just can't. So I kind of give you like I do Russia because it's just like a big hug. It's just like this big. It's one name, and I'm Ruza. So it just makes it easy. And then I got to throw in Germany because Hitler, that's where, but I know Austria, but whatever. We give kind of, sort of, but not really. And then Poland gets mad in the middle. Yeah, I heard one of you. And I said, well, I'm sorry. I said, I haven't gotten that far over yet. I'm waiting. Like, if you know anybody that could be helpful, you know, I mean, like, anyway, going back to, so U.S. Was having problems with the special ed kids in, we're always the U.S., we're always the Union, it's always me and my star traveler. I mean, I know that this is like new news to you rock stars that just woke up, but it's like we've had the same vernacular on our private security force, which is always the United Skins, which is me, NICKLAUS, and then the colorless, non-facially deformed, possible star breeding of our children in the future. They, you know, husbands and wives that maybe our children, they'll have children and that they could breed with. It's a big variety of seeds, but that's what we do. Those are my #1 priority on the planet for reason. Once I secure that one bunch of bananas that I need to keep safe and not bruised, because bananas bruise easily if you hit them, then I can take care of other, the other two, I say two colors, just to keep myself, again, just like with the countries, just to keep myself, big hug, 2 colors other than mine. Mine has a problem with the facially deformed, thinking that it is just as important, wants to get loud and obnoxious. It has fallen so far out of alignment, your world policing scale. Now everybody knows about the U.S., but nobody within the U.S. knows that it's not just, I mean, our base is supposed to be New York, where I'm born, and then it becomes bodiless. I mean, we cover the entire globe, but it's bodiless in the sense that I'm the one body and so's NICKLAUS. We give ultimate decision and ultimate authority because it's our voice, our human organ, into the esoteric planet organ that then goes to Zodiac programming and then moves the life the life systems, like the I call you broken, whatever, broken bots, I guess at that point, because it's, if you think of like you had a whole, like in the Star Wars movie, you had the clones, they all look exactly the same to you, right? If they worked on a mechanism, right, and that mechanism was broken, so some were walking this way and some were walking that way and some were walking this, that's what I have going on right now. And over the last few, I say, here's the thing, two things. Arabici is my Mickey Mouse sticker club at US for my colorless. I have to put letters together, and then I come to this place, and then I find out that there's something called Arabic. Got it. We had to give that script a language, but Arabici and Arabic, the only thing is Maria looks Arabic, but she's part Colombian, but her mom looks Asian, and then her dad's something in, they said south of Italy, but then they said possibly Africa, like melanin rich because they have sickle cell. So I had to give her a special Mickey sticker word, Arabici, in private MI file that I never called to her face. So this way my organ of moving clones, since you all look exactly the same. I mean, if I, in my life Zodiac programming that I don't touch, by the way, I just run through speech and vocabulary into what I've given the police patrol before we got here in mortal skin. But then, like, some of you are like, well, it's a racial slang. Well, it is a racial slang, but not in a derogatory manner, and I'm not calling it to your face. And the thing is that throughout all time, space, and history, whenever NICKLAUS and I have appeared, it's always been, I always tell you the exact same thing. I want you to stay all of your beautiful, say I'm in Ethiopia, I want you to stay all of your sun-kissed beautiful. I burn, and I wouldn't want my, whatever, my people are elsewhere. I am my beautiful somewhere else. You have your beautiful here. This is where you belong. That's it. I don't want to move you. I thought that that was a pretty nice thing to say, in the sense that I have a lot of children. I don't think you want neighbors that, I have another one that's, we call it facially disfigured, because it's my color, but its face is sunken in and just doesn't look my beautiful. That's it. I have a different beautiful. I also have slits for eyes, but whatever. They happen to have, like, Down syndrome, like, whatever, trisomy. They look like the Down syndrome kids when you have a genetic abnormality. I don't point that out as badly as I have to now, because you've ruined the world. You've moved the ugly, disgusting Down syndrome flapper that I hate looking at. I'll go visit to help them because it's part of my global responsibility as the only immortal god given to the entire planet for security, and they have to be planned and kept in check as well, just like everybody else. And normally I don't go to Russia and say, Putin white, my white, with perfect eyes. And now he's like, what, all 5'4"? Right, yeah, him I like and will never disrespect, unlike Charlie in his chocolate sphincter of London with the bitch, the cunt with the pointy hat. There will be no respect between me and them ever. So I go to Putin. I'm not speaking about the Down syndrome deformed, unless to point out for some reason, but we're not, then him and I aren't getting together and going over to, like, I don't even have a name in the Middle East, but whatever, somewhere in the Middle East. We're not going there. And then, if we have to reference which body of people we're talking about, it's a reference point. It's not something that you harp on and you make a big stink over. I normally don't talk, period, about other people. And then I have to talk in large mass quantities because everybody's so broken, and the broken face people are now in a very dangerous area of science, hidden in a part of the world, and trapping me in a fucking pubic mixer of a UN in New York that my all-era U.S. military can't seem to restabilize with military control. Russia's got my federal control and U.S. backing. So I don't understand why the two superpowers, being I'm Russia over here and I'm Russia when I'm over there. You have my federal control, my federales. I know that goes back to Mexico, but whatever. same word. You're my Confederates. You're who I need when the confungi problem I wake up to explodes like an atomic bomb in my face. I needed help with the, we call them special because, like, that's what you tell, like, the little people. You're so special. You're so cute. Here's a lollipop. You're so cute and special. Yes, Z, you are just so Chinese and special. Ah! Yeah, okay. I'm spatial. Totally different. I don't need, like, a kudos. I don't need a pat on the back. I just need people who can get shit done and move when I give an idea or have a discussion and it works. I need to be informed of what's going on and what they know, and that's it. We work together. It's that simple. I don't understand why I have people throwing pubics into New York, causing all havoc, not allowing New York to be stabilized military zone again, which is what I've always needed as the Christ child in a totally destabilized military zone. And the feds have, the feds, by the way, are all Black Panther and Arabic and facially deformed. I have not met, or Hispanic, and maybe I have an in with the Hispanics. I don't know. I always like them the best out of all. Well, I don't know. I mean, I like the African Americans also, the darker skinned ones. But again, I've heard a lot of loud stuff going on, so it gets confusing. So I have a lot of quiet friends, let's say. I never really had. I mean, I got along with Nia right away. I mean, unless somebody comes at me, like, and they're all racist against whites, I really get along with everybody. Because I know the whole society's broken, and I know there's a whole lot of hurt around the world. So I really don't get into this with anybody ever. But now that I have to have an organ moment to document for immortal leadership and fixing shit, like to get you all moving in genocide of the correct people, let's see, I need New York, restabilized military, U.S. white zone, since the feds, I don't know if Russia's aware that the federal government in New York is under alien and espionage attack, with the UN help of the all espionage, like, superpower of not, they're all supposed to die for opening a mom and pop shop in Manhattan and getting away with murder in New York State after no military was able to come in and stabilize it, and they bought off my federal patrol. I mean, my feds used to be all white. They used to work with the Italian and the Irish mafia, right? Okay, Irish, you're the police department, you're the good guys, right? And then mafia, you're the bad guys. You're the Italians, right, or the Russians, whatever. Yeah, okay, great. We're good. We got the whole, if we're demilitarized now, I got my players. When did Black Panthers and the Middle East Al-QAEDAs and, I don't know, ISIS is my good people, but I don't know when Al-Qaeda slipped into New York. I don't know when Black Panthers got into New York. And then I got Latin kings that are not my color Latins. They're like Colombian necktie, right? So how did that work? And when did that flip happen? And who's gonna fix it? I'm just curious. All areas are stupid all around the world. You should know what's going on in my neck of the woods, since I can't get word out to you and I don't know who to call. Or, I mean, I tried to call FBI. I tried to call Attorney General Barr. Nobody returns my phone call, and I wouldn't know what to say to them. I mean, like, where do I begin? Who do I mean, I really, can you get me NICKLAUS? Because, I mean, his face I know, and I'm always happy to see him. And then I guess he's got a couple of people we might be able to speak with, but that's his Rolodex.